Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. Today we are looking at the Happy Little Train game. This is from 1957 by Milton Bradley. Item number 4959 from Milton Bradley, ages 5 to 12. 2 to 4 players technically. So this is a pretty simple game with not a lot of components. So it is a Milton Bradley one though, so if you're a Milton Bradley collector, you'll want to check this one out. It's one of those age ranges that made people really nostalgic for it. And it's got that cool retro art too. So let's see what we've got. No instructions inside here. Instead, they are on the insert. So you have to make sure this is here because it also has the spinner. And this is a metal spinner. It's got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's no 6. You could supplement it with a D6, but you'll have to change the 6 to a 2. So the instructions are here. There's 2 versions of the game. One for younger players and one for older players. With the older players, it actually has different rules based on the location you're at, which is pretty interesting. Also with this, unlike a lot of games, modern-wise, there's nothing stored underneath here, but there is under this piece. And this part is usually the part that's missing, is this cover piece. And this is just where we've got our movers. We've got our standard 4 colors of red, blue, and green, and yellow. Almost forgot one. And you can see that the MB is stamped on the bottom of these. So if you're a big completionist, you want to make sure you have official ones. But they still make these type of movers. You can buy them in bulk on Amazon. So you can have a substitute, but the originals have the Milton Bradley logo on the bottom. And like I said, there's 4 of them. You'll have to lay them down to have the cover on though. And these covers are really, really cool. Check that out. You got that vintage art style, but they are very cheaply made. This is really low-end tape. As you can see, there's some Scotch tape placed over that from probably 30 years ago because it's all yellowed and gross looking. But this copy was taken really good care of because this is really nice shape and the spinner still spins. Even though this is kind of caved in like they usually do over time. It's really beautiful art with the Happy Little Bunny and the prototype Thomas the Tank Engine that somebody would later steal to make a crappy British TV show. So let's take a look at our board. I can get most of it in the shot. Alright, so we start off down here with the train. And you start right out in front here and you spin the spinner and each area gives you different things. If you're playing the advanced version, so it'll have you move or something like that. And there's a little spinner here where you finish. So it's pretty straightforward. Your goal is to get from here up to here, and then the first person there wins the game, etc. So as usual, the art is pretty solid. There's not a lot of coating on these, so they have aged pretty poorly on most of them. This one is actually got separated on the board, so the big sticker here is actually holding it together. But I really like that art. I think that looks really, really cool. This would be a good one to re-release as a vintage one. They've kind of been doing that lately with certain board games. We looked at that with like Camptown Races previously. And as you can see, that some of these older ones had this reinforcement strip here. So that's really nice. Holds the 2 boards together pretty well. But this one's really starting to kind of come apart. Thankfully, the sticker's still in good shape. And like I said, this is generally the board's warped. This one's slightly warped, but not nearly as bad as most of them I've seen. And this is largely free of soiling. It's just got a little bit of fading from the age. It does have the Milton Bradley number and the copyright down here, so it does say 4959-X, which is the board, and 1957 Milton Bradley. So there's not a lot to this one. Like I said, that's all the pieces that are in it. But it is a game people look back on fondly. These tend to go for anywhere from $10 to $20 plus shipping on eBay as of this recording in early 2021. So if you're looking for this, you can get it for not an entirely unreasonable amount of money, but you want to make sure the box is in good shape, and if you can, make sure the spinner is still here, along with this cover piece, because this is usually gone. So I wouldn't count it complete if this wasn't in here. Plus the 4 movers, and of course the spinner has to work. Now my copy of the corner here is busted. That's pretty normal with games this old. I didn't show you the side. This is the Happy Little Train game. It's got the game number on there. But that's it. No art or anything like that. But that's what is inside Milton Bradley's The Happy Little Train game from 1957. Milton Bradley, copyright number 4959 from the Milton Bradley collection for ages 5 to 12. It's a great vintage game for young kids or collectors that like this old style art. And that is not Thomas the Tank Engine. Pay attention, Thomas the Tank Engine people. We know where you got your ideas. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews and unboxings. If you'd like to help the channel in other ways, links to my Patreon, Streamlabs, and the Teespring store are in the description. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.